Welcome back, everyone. Today we'll be reviewing a Lithuanian ration, number 3. That is stewed beef with grits. Having had this ration before, it's a very simple meal. However, it's always been very good. Tasted really great. Got this from a great guy on eBay who I'm probably going to link to here in the future because he's on point, ships really well. Do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up and a like. Leave a comment. That helps with the algorithms. Get me more than like maybe 2 viewers. That'd be awesome. So let's get into this guy. Having had some Lithuanian rations before, it's a pretty simple affair, but I've always been really pleased with the ration, at least the main. Doesn't it look good there? No weird smell in the bag, which is always good. That is a little concerning though. Nice little yellow stain on the box. Let's see what we have here. We got our flameless ration here. We have our main, which is going to be the beef with grits. Feels pretty good. And we have our accessory packet here. We have our almonds, which if you watched my review on the Canadian light meal, these guys are super plain. The Canadians got it right when they put salt on them. These guys are going to be plain. If you like plain almonds, you would absolutely love those. We have another accessory kit here with your spoon, which seems to be made out of some recycled plastics and wood material, almost just kind of smashed into a spoon shape. This is actually relatively sturdy. It probably doesn't look like it, but it's not too bad. We have some Esbit tablets, which I can tell you from personal experience don't work that great. Once these things burn to about 1/4 inch in of the outside diameter, they just kind of start to snuff themselves out. So if you're going to use these to heat up the water for your ration or heat up your ration, if for some reason you're not using the flameless ration heater, I would certainly cut these in halves or quarters to try to get the most flame out of it. Then we have a zip tie, which for the life of me I can't figure out what you're using the zip tie for, but hey, zip ties are always good. You have your refreshing lemon scented towelette. Well, I guess you could, lick on it if you really wanted to. If you were super hungry, that would work. And then a pack of matches, which have snifty blue tips. And from having had these rations before, I know these matches strike really easily, work really well. So it's a match. What can you say? Then we have, which oddly enough is probably one of my favorite parts of the ration, these rusks, which are a really thick, dense rye cracker that seem to have some caraway seeds in them. I absolutely love these things. They are pretty tough. They're very hard. They're not easy to eat. However, they really have a great flavor. And these things are super dense. They really do fill you up. They come in at 90 grams, and that's pretty much just straight rye flour and some seasoning baked into a hardtack biscuit. These things are great. I honestly wish I could get a dozen packs of these just to keep around because I would snack on them on a regular basis. So I'm a little biased on those. I love those things. Let's see what's in our accessory pack, or accessory pack number 2. So we have a pea soup with breadcrumbs, and we have an instant drink with cherry concentrated juice powder. Having had both of these before, love the cherry. I've had a couple of these pea soup with breadcrumb mixes that were really stale. I'm hoping that's not the case today. And just thinking about this pea soup, I'm going to reach over here and turn on my kettle so we can get some water going for that soup. And we also have a pack of sugar, what I would imagine would be an instruction list or ingredients and or maybe a little bit of both. It's talking about 240 grams of this, that, and the other, so put that over to the side. We have some pretty tasty chocolate in a nifty little camo container, so that way if you drop it, you just can't find it. We have a piece of ice mint gum. And one of my favorite parts of the ration next to the biscuits is the jam. So, and then we have the jam. The jam is excellent. It's very tart, very sweet. We're going to get into that here in a minute. And to go with those Esbit tablets, you do have a small stove. This thing is pretty light and flimsy, and you would essentially just bend 2 down and 2 up, and it's just not the greatest, but it will work in a pinch. So whatever way you like it better, I would assume that it really needs to go this way. You'd have room for 2 fuel tablets, air holes in the bottom to allow air to come up through, although I've tried this exact stove and it doesn't work the greatest. So probably the worst part of the ration right there is that stove. So we are going to get our main rolling in the flameless ration heater. I really like the ration heaters that they use in the Lithuanian and the Baltic states rations and the Russian. I mean, these ration heaters work really well. So let's go ahead and get some water in there. Got it just about right. I am notorious for putting too much water in flameless ration heaters. Then right away, that thing is going. It beats the pants off a US flameless ration heater all day long, right off the bat. This thing is going. Then we can tape it up, set him over here, and let him heat up that main. And while that's going, we're getting close to having this stuff ready. So we'll start with this cherry drink. That smells really good, slightly artificial, but in a really good way. Now, having had this before, if you try this ration, you're really going to want to not go crazy on the water in the cherry drink, or it will dilute the flavor and make it very weak. You're going to go somewhere between 6 and 8 ounces with that, and it will be a pretty amazing cherry drink if you like cherry. One thing I don't see included in the ration, which is normally here, is coffee. And I either just completely glossed over it, or they just didn't include it. So it looks like I got gypped on coffee. I'm not feeling like I just won the ration lottery. hoping that this soup hasn't gotten any moisture in it. Like one of the last ones I had, the package had gotten a little moisture in it somehow. The soup was very stale, and you could really taste that coming through. It kind of tasted like the package. I'm hoping this one's going to prove me wrong this time, and I'll actually get to taste what this is intended to taste like instead of the package, but we'll see. That soup powder just did not want to go to the bottom of the pouch. That just smells like package. Maybe it's just the soup. Maybe there's something about it that I'm just unaware of. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to smell or taste. I can't imagine that peas and breadcrumbs are supposed to smell like old cardboard, but we'll see. That thing's chugging along, which is good. So we will take a look at these almonds while we're waiting on our water to boil. And these really are just some pretty plain almonds. Oh, goodness. And we're just gonna put them right on the table there because, well, just because. So, the packaging on these almonds is pretty flimsy. I wish they would upgrade that a little bit. This ration's in date, and they're slightly stale. They're good until (5/9 of 24). They're not bad. They're just very plain, very normal almonds. A really good source of fat and protein. Try some of this cherry drink to wash down some of those really dry almonds. Very light, very pleasant. That may have even been just a little bit too much water. It has a very pleasant cherry flavor. Not super artificial, but it is really good. I would love to have this drink mix just lying about the house so I could have it from time to time. And now this soup. Oh boy. And I'll use the correct spoon this time. I swear, one of these days, I'm going to make a quality ration review video. And you'll all be so proud. But in the meantime, this is what you got. So thanks for sticking with me. So I made this soup a little thicker than I did on my last ration. Or my last Lithuanian ration where it had the exact same soup in it. I'm starting to wonder, ooh. That's a large clump. I'm starting to wonder if this particular soup is in every single ration, because I think I've eaten about 5 of these now, and every time it has the same peas and breadcrumb soup in it, and I've always made it a lot thinner. So I was thinking maybe if I made it thicker this time it might be more enjoyable, maybe not taste like stale cardboard. That's a big hunk of something. Let's just get a taste of that for fun. That tastes like hot, seasoned cardboard. There's no other way around it. I'm not sure what flavor profile they were going for here. If they were going for hot cardboard box, they'd certainly win. Let's give that another try, I guess. The cardboard box flavor in that is real. I'm gonna add a tiny bit more water. Maybe thin that out a little bit, give it a little bit more chance to mix. Maybe I'm just, well, I'm never really dying for a cup of soup. However, maybe I was just really hungry the last 5 times I ate this ration and was just expecting something that wasn't going to be there for me, like a decent cup of, I don't know, hot soup tasting liquid, which this just tastes like cardboard. The messed up thing is I really like these rations because the mains are amazing. I love the crackers, I love the jam, the chocolate is amazing. This, however, is just a waste of space in the ration. You could have put just about anything in here. Another cherry drink, anything. Extra cracker would be great. And no coffee, which is either planned for in this ration, although they did give you a sugar, which seems a little weird. Maybe they just missed it on packaging. I'm not 100% sure, but I know I'm a little hurt about it. I'm a coffee junkie, so I was looking forward to having coffee, even if it wasn't the greatest. Having a Lithuanian coffee, it's generally a little on the weaker side for me. I like coffee strong and bold, and it certainly isn't that, but maybe we will do another Lithuanian in the future when I actually know how to do these videos, and I'll be able to talk more about the coffee. That really just does taste like cardboard. I wish I could say something different. So, how's our main going? It's getting pretty hot. I'm digging it. These FRHs work so much better than the US flameless ration heater. It just boggles the mind why the US wouldn't use something like this where it's easier to fit the retort pouch into. With a bag this size, you may even be able to get 2 retorts in there. It's a moot point with this ration. You only get 1 retort pouch. However, it would be nice if US MREs came with a much better flameless ration heater. So that way our troops could, well, eat some hot food. So let's check out these crackers while we're letting the main do the last of its heating up before we break it out of there. And I absolutely love these crackers for whatever reason or the other. Everybody's tastes are different. I happen to like them a lot. The jam I've always been a fan of. Every time I've had one of these, I just want to lick the inside of the container to get the last bit of it out. Just don't give you enough of it. But I think that's every time you get a ration where the jam is really good, or the pate is amazing. You just want a little bit more of it. If they were to put more of this jam in the ration, it would be amazing. You leave that cardboard soup out. That is an amazing jam. A tiny bit of tartness at the end of it. Very sweet. A very full-bodied berry flavor. It's absolutely amazing. I got to get a bite of this. I really enjoy these biscuits. These rusks. They're pretty amazing. I could eat them with the jam or without. I could probably just sit around and snack on them. These are very inside of their expiration date, so they're not extremely hard. I've had some of them that are pretty hard, but even then, I really enjoyed them. These are pretty amazing, especially with the jam. They're very thick, but this jam is made with black currant. Why we don't have more black currant in the United States, somebody please in the comments tell me why we don't do black currant here in the US, but it's a black currant jam. It's very good, a little tart, a good amount of sweetness. It's just a very full-bodied, excellent flavor. You can see some of the fruit matter, seeds or what have you, in the jam. It's pretty amazing. And I'd hate to abuse my taste buds by trying out more of this soup, but we just have to do it. So I'm gonna gleefully clean the jam off of this spoon. And now the cardboard soup. Well, after a little bit of time sitting, it does taste less like cardboard. I think maybe if it was just a pea soup, maybe it's just a stale bread flavor that's in this stuff that just makes it not the best companion. The texture is a little on the chalky side, even though it's, you know, it's been hot and hydrated. It was made with boiling water. I kind of feel bad for Lithuanian troops. I kind of feel bad for anybody that thinks that that is an acceptable side item. But we don't waste anything here on Ration Nerds, so we're going to go ahead and just kind of get this soup out of the way. Oh, when you get a big mouthful of it, you really get that stale cardboard taste. It's just, yeah, it's not great. Oh. As you get to the bottom, well, as you can imagine, as you get to the bottom, that cardboard taste just gets a little more pronounced. That was not great. Anyway, so our main is probably getting really close to being done. Absolutely. Heating element is on the bottom. The top of that ration is extremely hot to the touch, which is great. I'm going to take this off camera here and dry this off for a second. So the one thing about the Lithuanian rations that I will say is that the food in this bag when it comes out is just not the best looking thing. I mean, a lot of things that are stuffed into a retort pouch don't come out looking amazing. However, every time I have eaten one of these, the quality and the flavor of the food has been absolutely amazing. So, that absolutely looks like a pile of dog food. I understand. but I can assure you the flavor on this is going to be amazing. The thing, everybody that I talk to about these asks me what I think about them, and I'll say this literally tastes like something that would come out of your grandmother's kitchen and is absolutely amazing. Every single one of these dishes I've had out of Lithuanian ration, the main entree is the star of the meal. Well, that and the rusks, in my opinion. We're going to go ahead and give this a taste. Get some of the beef. The beef is very minced. It's almost like a ground or minced beef. And then you have some grits going on in there. So there's not a whole lot of contents to really talk about. I mean, there are some vegetables in there. Not really 100% sure. Looks like some really small pieces of carrots. Try to get a good bit. So there's a carrot. Give that a taste. That has such a good flavor. Every single one of the Lithuanian mains I've had has a great flavor. The meat is very soft, as you can imagine, it being so minced. It's very, very tasty. I wish the ration had come with some salt. Just a little bit of salt would make this absolutely amazing. And what's really good is to use your rusk like a shovel and get in there and pick up some of this beef and mystery meat and all that madness on a big rusk. The flavor of the rusks really complements the main dish. I mean, this is more like a porridge almost, you know, with the consistency of the meat and the grits, which is funny because it doesn't have a pronounced corn flavor at all. It really does just taste like a very meaty, savory entree. Every once in a while you pick up a little hint of a carrot, just a tiny little sweetness going on. Overall though, this is a very home-cooked, soft, easy to eat comfort food. And that's what I think a lot of rations, some rations shine, like this one, at having an item in it that is an extreme comfort food, whereas in like a USMRE, some of them not so much. It's just a lot of processed junk. So with these, I really enjoy the comfort food aspect of the main dish. And that absolutely tastes amazing. If you have one of these, that's the way to do it. Have a little bite of rusk with every bite of the main. Oh, that's the way to do it. So if you're not a big fan of almonds, which I'm kind of on the fence with almonds, if you're not a big fan of almonds, especially unsalted, unflavored almonds, they give a lot of great texture to the main. And it also means you get to save the rusks to eat with the jam, or just to eat on their own, because they're very flavorful and satisfying. At least to me they are. That is a big mess. But the almonds, while being nutritious, are just really plain, but adding them to this main dish will allow you to bring some crunchy texture into the main dish. The almond flavor just kind of disappears into the main dish, which is really nice because the main, this stewed beef and grits, is amazing. Additional texture has really made the main much more enjoyable and just given it a bigger volume, so it's a lot more fun to eat like this. That is really good with the added crunch of the almonds. It kind of brings an otherwise very plain in texture main back up a level. The taste is amazing now. With the addition of the almonds and the hunks of rusk, it's really brought the texture and added some crunchiness. It just made it a little bit more interesting. It's still just as every bit as savory and yummy as before. Now just for the higher calorie content and some crunchiness. This main really does have a good, savory, home-cooked flavor. It is pretty amazing for something that comes out of a retort pouch. For whatever reason or the other, I just can't get enough of the Lithuanian mains. Some of this cherry drink. That ration heater does a really great job of heating up that main entree. If I was not talking through it, that main entree would have stayed completely warm or hot through the entire meal. But since I was running my mouth the entire time I was eating it, not so much. So let's move on to our chocolate bar, which I intentionally saved just a little bit of that jam. So now let's check out this chocolate bar, which I have intentionally saved some of that jam to give it a try on this nice dark chocolate bar. And of course, it may be a tiny little bit of bloom there, but this is dark chocolate, so it really doesn't matter. Having had these before, I'm looking forward to it, so let's get a bite of that on its own. If you're a dark chocolate fan, you'll absolutely love this chocolate. I'm a big fan of dark chocolate, and I think this dark chocolate is some of the best I've had in a ration. And now, to try this with a bite of jam, which I'm sure is going to be amazing, because both of these ingredients are great on their own. That dark chocolate paired with that jam is absolutely amazing. Those two together are like a rich fruit flavored chocolate candy. It's absolutely amazing. Now, I was going to save the last of this jam for the rusk, but I'll be honest with you, that was really good. So I'm going to get a part 2 to that chocolate bite. That's the stuff right there. So here we are with 3 items of the ration. A piece of the rusk, some of the jam. We're going to combine that with a bite of this dark chocolate, see how that goes. That bite was actually kind of amazing. You wouldn't think with rye and caraway that it would have made sense with that dark chocolate and jam, but it was actually really tasty. Last bite. That soup. Oh, let's not even talk about that. So let's try out this ice mint gum. Two very blue pieces. Wow. That'll clear your sinuses. That is very, very powerful peppermint flavor. Literally is clearing my sinuses. That's great. And last but not least, we'll check out that towelette. If I can figure out how to... okay. Oh, okay. I was going to say it's not bad. It's not overly strong, but you're not really supposed to tug on it like that. Let's be fair. So, just cleaning up my overly dry wintertime hands here. You know, it's kind of, I guess, just standard for a moist towelette. It does have a nice scent. Otherwise, it's a towelette. That was Lithuanian ration number 3. Beef and grits. Not bad. Not bad. Well, everyone, thank you for checking out the video. If you like anything you heard here, if you could just hit that thumbs up, subscribe, share me out to somebody else that likes to eat weird stuff, I'd greatly appreciate it. Otherwise, I will see you on one of these next rations we're going to eat. If anybody knows what's up with this one, leave it in the comments just for fun. See ya.